The 7 elements of the Dragon Slayers are combined as everyone is dubbing as the Master Dragon King mode to end everything about Acnologia, and right at the very end confirming some things about the movie Dragon Cry into it. So there is going to be some small spoilers about Dragon Cry, and if you've read the chapter of Fairy Tail, then you might know some of the stuff that's already in here. So I'm going to mention that stuff first, and like literally for about like 30 seconds, and then we're going to move on. So when it reaches the minute mark, we're back on there. So definitely this tying up a lot to the Dragon Cry movie. We still need a little bit more when the anime comes back, or whether or not it does come back in the near future, or if it ever does. There's a part in this chapter where like Acnologia talks about his backstory, and he's saying if these dragons could like how could they do something that's so good hard, and how could they kill a girl, and that's the little girl from the movie Dragon Cry. So there's a lot of interesting things with this like whole connecting like both for the movie and as well with the manga, and it feels like this is stuff that we could have used a lot longer. Like, you know, I feel like we should have known little bits and bits like throughout this, and I feel like you get more out if you watch the movie, and obviously the spoilers are obviously over for the people. So I will recommend the fact that like if you didn't get a chance to see Dragon Cry, you found out something that was in the movie in this one, and now that the spoilers are over, I'm not going to mention it. But like the fact of what we got with this chapter, and adding to the fact that the finale's next week of this fight, where I feel like it's already felt like it's just started like a while ago, mainly just because of the fact that we've been splitting up the action of both sides. We've been seeing it from Lucy's perspective, and we've been seeing it as well from Natsu's perspective as well throughout the entirety of this, like, all of this chapter, and only with the 3 chapters remaining. The creative magic users and all that, right? Gray, Leon, everyone who knows magic, make a ship. Get going on there. Me, like Urza, Mira, every powerhouse character that they've got that is beating the living shit is like, we've got to get this attention. Everyone else and all that, like, get ready with the Theory Spear. We did it last time. We're going to be transferring our entire energy, and we're going to be using Lucy as, like, this condenser, which I kind of a little bit appreciate. If anything, what I say about the chapter, it gave real good, like, I like to say, like, content with both. It isn't just the Natsu show, it's actually Lucy as well. Like, I kind of appreciate that Lucy is the one, and like we've seen from like other, like when we see her back in the Grand Magic games, that she could control stuff and magic like this. She even learned Uruno no Metrium, and the fact that she had to use Aquarius just to even condense this magic, and like even reading throughout this, it's like we don't even know if it's going to work properly or not, but we've got to do it. Like, we've got to use this time just to give us like any point of time on there for Acnologia. If we can use Acnologia with this ship, this may be our only chance. And it's like everyone and all that is just like putting their strength, and she's like calling mother, father, like everyone, give me the power to, like, you know, protect everyone. Like every single Fairy Tail mage, every single like Arashionse, everyone is here like doing this. Like they're concentrating their magic into this spear. And there was even a nice little moment where he's like, you even got some like, even it's like Charlotte, with like Charlotte like holding out after like Shelly, yeah, like that, where it's like, oh, like, you know, even though she's like, I can't join in because I got magic, but the fact is like there was still even the fact that it's like, you know, protect everyone. And it's like whether or not they're like saying like, you know, this is more like, oh, everyone's in here and all that, like we need everyone's out there, even though she lost her magic. It was like, if I, but I don't think if she does get her magic back at the end of this, I'm gonna feel a little bit, oh really, because I feel like, you know, it's right at the end series, at least something needs to actually fucking go down on a threat. But with the Natsu side, everyone just got fucking just annihilated, like on the ground like that. Natsu's the one barely standing up, everyone else is on the floor, and it's like even Acnologia is like, is this all you can do, dragons? Is this really it? I'm not going to leave a single dragon's head in this world, for I live to slay these dragons. And Natsu's like, you're a dragon yourself, you prick, like that. You're missing one head, and it's that is like, you don't even know as well that we're humans, and real dragons are noble and gentle, which we know is clear bullshit as well, because it's like, when we finally understand that what Acnologia's whole thing is that the dragons that stole everything that he had, he's like, you're telling me the ones that devoured my family, the one that burned the cities, and even killed a little girl like that. Where is the gentleness in this dragon? And this is where we understand why Acnologia did his things and that. Now as well, like, there's stuff as well, like obviously in the chat, we've already talked about the spoilers. There's stuff that mix in here with Dragon Cry. There's stuff as well that we first kind of learned about or just got hinted at, but now we get there. And I even say it honestly just goes to the fact that, like, we've been going through two sides. The Acnologia stuff, like with Natsu and all that, feels really fucking rushed. It feels really rushed. I ain't gonna lie, that I'm like, I feel like I've missed about 3 chapters worth of material, like where I feel like the fight has just been so short. And that is because we've been focusing on two sides, and regardless of what, the next chapter, as they're calling it, the climax, as we both get to see like Lucy activating Fairy Spear and Natsu taking every single dragon's ability, concentrating it all into mode, which everyone's calling like kind of like Master Dragon King mode or Master Dragon mode, where he's got lightning, poison, fire, light, shadow, wind, like fire. He's got all these concentrated modes, and everyone, as like I've predicted before, it's like they're putting their bets on Natsu. They've got to do this, where he's like, I'll turn the powers into flames. This is the power of the 7 like dragons and all that. Like, this is the power of everyone that, you know, is putting their, like, you know, life on the line. It's just like, I'm gonna reach it. And the whole chapter is like, you know, we're going to be having about 26 pages next week to conclude the fight. Now, whether or not that is going to be focusing, we're technically kind of 2 chapters. Whether or not that's going to be focusing heavily on the Natsu stuff, where we might be getting about two chapters worth and all that to finish off the fight, or we're going to be getting about 30 pages, I will not change my standpoint on the fact that it feels rushed. I'm actually really like disappointed in this, and I was like expecting a little bit more from what we was getting from this arc and all that in the finale, and where like it honestly, I just like, it can really just scare me right now, where it's like the whole entire fight and all that, even though they've been throwing shots, I don't want it to just be the one single punch. I want it to be like a barrage, and Natsu gets in a swing like that, and he gets another one, and then the final blow. That's what I want. I'm worried that it's just going to be the one punch from there. And I know the fact and all that, like, he has been like attacking him, he is like being here with the attacks, he isn't getting one-shotted, but I know full well and all that, that's gonna be like how, like, you know, it's gonna end, and like, that's just like the final just nail in the coffin right there and all that. And if that's the way it goes with the climactic battle, the last 2 chapters that we have is going to be an epilogue. And there was stuff and all that, like, you know, like, I did enjoy where it's like Lucy was reminiscing of me, you know, about like Hajion. This is where we met Natsu. It's the start of our journey. It's the start of the adventure. And it's like, and regardless of what, once more and all that, I'm going to meet with Natsu. I'm going to like go back to like that time and all that. Like, everyone's going to be back there. But he's just adding up where it's like, it feels so, I don't get, like, with the last few big ongoing shonens, they have, like, I think they had this deadline for such a long time, and it's like, the final fight always just has to feel like really goddamn rushed. This has happened with the same thing with the Naruto versus Sasuke fight, with Ichigo Kurosaki versus your watch fight. This is happening as well with Natsu versus like Acnologia, albeit we're having 2 final fights at the same time because we're having Lucy versus Acnologia, and I feel it's weird to say that I enjoy the Lucy versus Acnologia fight than I am more enjoying the Natsu versus Acnologia, which I shouldn't feel like, because it's Natsu. I generally want, like, one of the main characters, albeit and all that. Lucy is, I consider as well, both of the main characters for the most part. It's like, both of them should have, like, I feel like their shining moment at the end and all that, and it's just, we're in this very weird haze at the moment, and it's like, is this going to be the way how we end the series? And I don't want that, and I feel like this is just a trend where just a lot of just ongoing shonen manga just have to just end with these very, like, kind of rushed ending that we've been having, what we've been building up for years. And I don't know, it's just me, and it's like, I personally want these really long, like, extended fights where if they're 2 volumes or 3, I'd really enjoy that. If it's like, give us a month or 2 of just the actual fight and like them going at it, and a lot of the time it's like, we've been kind of seeing stuff off screen now, albeit and all that. I do like that like, it, as I did say, it is taking everyone. It is not just Natsu that's being this. Yes, they're writing everything on them and putting his best, but it isn't just his power. They're just putting all of theirs together, which the 7 Dragon Slayers, which was something for a while. It's like, we're riding our bets on this, and this is going to be it. I just wish there was more time and all that we had on the fight, and whether or not and all that. I generally think as much as and all that, like some of the stuff with like the Acnologia in the real world and all that's been interesting, I feel like we should have been focusing more on this Acnologia, like, which is weird because we have been seeing the fight but in two ways, and it's like I'm feeling very mild with like how this is going. Like I don't like I'm excited at some parts, and then there's like bits where I'm like, oh my god, please don't, and all that, and I have to wait to see what the hell next chapter is going to be. Regardless of what anyone says, next chapter is the finale of the Acnologia fight, and I feel it regardless of what, is going to be rushed and all that, and I just hope it has a good finisher, if anything, on there, and it, like, if anything, wraps up well, but it still won't change my fact that this fight is rushed to me, and that heavily dimpers already what is a very rough arc, the final arc of Fairy Tail, where it's got so many bad moments on that, and it feels like if that's like the final thing that you got to say about your series, it's like, yeah, so the last arc's not that good, and by the way, the last fight is rushed as fuck, where it's like, that's what I feel, and you're getting this from someone that's like been constantly like, you know, either defending it or saying no, it has its good moments, and it's like, this as well, you can't even escape that from me as well, come from there. So definitely, and all that, that's my whole honest opinion about that, and stay tuned for next week, as that's it, and we'll have to talk about that, and then the two, like, then after that, the epilogue chapters that we're going to be getting after the fight, so have to wait and see where it's going to be going. But what do you think about, like, you know, Master Dragon mode? Like, what do you think about that? What do you think is about as well Lucy on her side as well, using Fairy Spear to seal away Acnologia? Also as well, like, what do you think about this finale and fight? Do you think it's generally rushed? Do you think we should have seen more of Natsu and his side of it? And do you think it's way too quick and all that? And do you think Acnologia is going to take one punch and all that just to knock him out into oblivion and all that, to, like, in the rest of the time and all that? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But that's all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time. Comment section down below. But that's all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.